Welcome back. Welcome to our playthrough of Four Against Darkness. We've been exploring the treacheries of the Troublesome Towns. We created a little mini overland map to kind of show where we are, going from the sea caves of Sidura's Bane to our settlement here, which is called Mornstead. And it's a hamlet. And after the last episode, I thought, hey, I should probably talk a little bit more about Hamlet. So we picked the smallest town. So a hamlet, we try to generate a small town for your first experience. Hamlets are generated like other towns with the following exceptions. There are only d6 plus 1 tiles in size. So I didn't actually roll this from before, but each one of these sections is a tile. So let's see how big our town, our hamlet can get. 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is the town of Mornstead. So it just has 3 tiles. There are no further adventure places. So like this door would just lead to the outside. So this will be like another gate. So that's the 2 ways to get into the town. It's no undercity. Hatches lead to wells with no game effect. There is only one faction, the rulers. There are no vicious villains. All guards serve the rulers' factions. We didn't run into any rulers or factions or anything like that. Ignore turmoil, plots, machinations, and random events table. No building has more than 1 story. The meaning of map icons never change. Ignore any rule or event to that effect in a hamlet. For simpler games, ignore map icons and don't roll for shop twists by setting Bedlam to 0. So when you're rolling for a shop twist, the default score is 3. And if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you have a twist. That's what this Bedlam score is. It can go up or down based on what happens. So if a Bedlam is 3 and you roll 1, 2, or 3, you get a twist. However, this may make the hamlet more uneventful. So when we were playing through in our original playthrough, I was using the traps, the different indicators here, like the BU for bullies. But it says for hamlets, you don't have to use that. You can kind of just do the shops, which is probably good. So we'll just do the shops. There's some examples in the previous video of like if you run into a bully or what this is. But for now, we'll see how it goes. So we left off the gambling den. So we're just going to explore a few rooms. So right now our party is here in the gambling den. So we're just going to leave out, go down the town and enter this first building and see what's there. So when you do that, you roll on the shops table. Now, ideally, I was going to look for an inn. Now, there are rules for finding a specific shop. Big cities will have at least 1 shop of every kind. If you are looking for a specific rare shop, e.g., a Temple of Myrrh, and don't want to bother with rolling lots of blocks just to find it, assume it will take your party 2d6 days to find it, minus 1 day per d6 gold piece bribe given to beggars, minimum of 2 days. You can also spend 3 clues to find it on the next block you visit. In that case, place that shop in any building on the new block's map. So right now, I think I only have 2 clues in my party. If I had another clue, I could just find the inn, or I could just roll a number of days to find the inn. This town isn't necessarily large, so maybe you could just house rule and say on the first block there's always an inn, and you just would pick what the inn would be. But for now, let's just go ahead and see what this room is. So again, Treacheries of the Troublesome Towns has 2 books. One kind of has story stuff and rules, and Tomb 2 has most of the tables in it. So when you enter a room, it's called Walking the Town. You go to page 29. You roll on the room contents table, and we will see what's in that room by rolling 2d6. 11, it is Noble's Hostel. In a hamlet, the room is inaccessible. In towns, roll on the faction table. So right now, this is inaccessible. So this is a Noble's Hostel. Since we're in a small hamlet, we won't be able to do any of that more complicated thing. So that's Noble's Hostel. It's closed. So then we'll walk down here and we'll go into this room. It is 5. Ambush. So there's another ambush, and this town has been nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. Roll on the NPC threatening troublemaker table. My rolls are just really, really disturbing. NPC threatening troublemaker. Page 110. That is a D8 roll. 3. D6 plus 2. Vicious Vigilantes. Level 2, but see below minions. Moral is -1. Treasure is -2. These get pummeled, profligates, and non-humans alike. Increase their level by 1 per scum. Strumpet or harlot in the party. Faction D8, Mortal Files, Cancellors, Chrysalis College of Chastity, 8 none. Okay, so let's see. D6 plus 2 times the highest character level of Vicious Vigilantes. Reaction 1 2 3, 3 through 6 flee if outnumbered. They hate non-humans and wontons. So D6 5 plus 4 because we're level 2. So there's 9 vigilantes. They're level 2. All right, so this is going to be a fight. So these are minions. And since we're in the town, we'll just say vigilantes. Treasure -2. Okay. There isn't any scum, strumpet, or harlot in our party. We can see what faction they are from. Just for fun, they would be from the Cancellors, but in a Hamlet, you don't use factions, so we don't have to worry about that. So there's 9 of them, and they're level 2. All right, so let's see. There's going to be 2. We'll put 3 up here. Put 3 on Jasna. More red dice. That's 6, 7, 8. 2 on. Put 2 on Tarek. All right, then Tarek will start swinging away. They're only level 2, so let's see what we can do. Oh, that explodes. Let's go, Tarek. Let's go. That explodes. Let's go, Tarek. All right. 13 plus 3 because he's level 2, and then +1 for his 2-handed sword. So 13 plus 3 is 16. That will kill 8 of them. So Tarek slashes through the whole crew. He leaves 1 alive on him, and Jasna will 2. They're level 2. She'll kill the last one. So we just obliterate that room of vigilantes. And their treasure is it town treasure -1? Treasure is -2. So we'll go to the town treasure table. I think that's in the back. Town treasure table, page 139. It's -2, and we roll a d6, so they probably don't have much. 4 minus 2 is 2. 46 times highest character level gold, or d6 common items worth 20 gold pieces or less each. We'll do 46. 46 times 2. 12, 13, 15, so 30 gold. We'll give that to Tarek since he brutalized everybody in there. He's got 30 gold pieces. And that would count as 1 minion for leveling up, even though I don't think we'll run into 10 minions in here. And then we'll go to the next room in town. So this room is all connected. We'll come out. We'll go to this room over here. Let's see what's in that shop. That is a 7. 7 on page 29 is a Shop. Oh, you know what? If you leave an ambush, because when you leave a room, you're supposed to roll on a shop twist, but it doesn't. So let me roll a 1, 2, or 3 and see if there's a shop twist when we leave. Maybe somebody else was in there. Nope, no shop twist. All right, then I rolled a 7. It's a shop. We'll roll a d8 to see what kind of shop it is. It is flesh. We'll go to the flesh table. And that is a d8. 8. House of Ill Repute. All characters who fail a level 3 chastity save must enter and buy professional services. D8 plus 2 strumpets work here. See House of Ill Repute under strumpetry. All right. This place can be the House of the Rising Sun. See Nether Girls. All right, so let's see if we fail level 3 chastity save. And there are saves in the book. I think they're in Tomb 1. Tomb 1, I think there's a chart of saves. Saves, faction, new rules, situational rules, aging, save modifiers, page 55. So if it's a chastity save, Satyrs -2, lecherous -2, men -1, orcs and clerics -1, scissor shrews, monks, and paladins plus the level, other religious ones and death lepers. Elves get +1, elders plus the level, sexless or in love auto win. So Tarek gets a -1. So he got a 3. That's a 2. So he has to enter. The dwarf 2 has to enter. Win does not have to enter, and the Tani gets a +1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Is a save meets or beats, or is it beats? Saves. Save modifiers. Following class, if another book, I think you have to beat it. I think you have to beat it. So shoot, I forget. Tarek has to go in. So these 3 go in, but Win does not. Okay. And then chapter 4. Is that in this book or chapter 1, 2, chapter 4? Let's see if the House of Ill Repute is appropriate or not. Chapter 4. It doesn't say if that's Tomb 1 or Tomb 2, but let's see, 5 factions. Situational rules. Forbidden books, friendship, halflings. Splitting the party, strumpetry, page 122. Optional rules. House of Ill Repute. Roll D6 for the other services, gambling, fortune teller. You may hire a veteran court magi, scoundrels, fighters, and strumpets here. When crossing a square, mark with the S. Okay. All right, so we'll just say they're kind of getting into some naughtiness in this place. Gambling, fortune tellers. There's some rules for street fornication, but we're not going to get into that. Your level 3 chastity save, blah, 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 blah. Trumpets could pose a genuine financial threat to adventurers. The gold need not be spent to indulge in expert body services, but it must be spent. It can simply amount to your adventurers finding some emotional comfort. Blah blah blah. Roll on the naughty strumpets table to see. So basically, they're in this place, drinking, frolicking around, spending lots of coin, and we can roll on the naughty strumpets table to see how much gold each character spends. Okay, that's fine. So let's find that table. What's it called? Naughty strumpets table. And we'll see how much these guys blow in the place. Let's see. 105. All right. D66. Let's see. 1 to the 10. So we'll start with Turek. How much does he spend? 14. 2d6 gold pieces. Brazen strumpet. So 2d6. 7 gold. He's down to 23. How about you, Jasna? What trouble are you going to get into? 11. Slovenly Troll. D6 gold infected by the Dark Plague on a D6 roll of 1. Ooh, 2 gold. So she goes from 32 down to 30. And Atani, 54. Wealthy Procuress, 2d6 plus 5 gold pieces. Make a level 6 breeding save. If you win, the services are free and your hero is paid 2d6 plus 5 gold. So let's make a save. Nope, not free. And the Wealthy Procuress is 2d6 plus 5, 4, 5, 6, 11 gold pieces. All right, so Atani spends 11 more gold. Hanging out 130, 120, 119. They're pretty well paid right now. Okay, so that is the ill repute, House of Ill Repute. And I'll just write ill in there. And then the last place in this section is right here. So let's go across the street, see what they find next door. 10. 10 is something odd happens. Roll on Ye Town events table. This room is empty and available for sale. See House Rules, Chapter 4. Now, when we are in a Hamlet, you're not supposed to do events, but just to kind of show you what the event would be, let's go ahead and roll on the Ye events table. So Ye events table is where? Page 144. Right, weird events, page 144. This is a D66 roll. 35. Bragging contest. Townfolk ask the heroes to recount their most heroic deeds by a famous citizen. Choose a character to make a persuasion save to determine the save level. Subtract. So basically, we would have a town thing. You have the option to tell a truthful account, embellish it, or flat out lie. You may add up to 5 falsehood points to your roll. If you fail, you get 1 thief tick per falsehood point. So that's just an example of an event. We would have a bragging contest, and then we could potentially lie or do something else and have some other different stats to track to kind of fill out the world. But I think for the purposes of this being empty, let's just say this room is empty. We're not going to do any of the events. We'll head back through town. We'll go into this building. Normally, if you walk through like a BU or something, it'd be a bully or an event because there's a bully here, traps. With Hamlets, we didn't really have to do that. We'll go into this building. We'll see what we roll. But otherwise, we'll just say this is the inn because it's a big building. We know we want to have at least 1 inn in the town. Let's see. I think 5 is an ambush on that table. We're not going to do an ambush right now. Yeah, that would be an ambush. Instead, we're going to say that this is the inn. So we're going to do a shop. So what we would have had to roll normally Let's see, where is it? Flesh, services, food shop. We didn't roll any food shops. Turbulence, rampaging monster, guard post, vicious villains, general store. Let's see, orphanage. I know I saw inn and tavern. Oh, on the service table. So normally to get an inn, we would have had to roll 7 through 9 on the shop, and then we had to go to the services table. And then if we roll a 5 through 7, it's the inn. We're gonna say that this is the inn because I do want to have one inn here for these guys to rest. And a jolly establishment where townsfolk gather for mead, ale, and recreation. For each day spent here, 1 gold piece per person. Recover 1 life and 1 spell or power per character. These only cost 1 gold piece a day. Each morning, roll 2d6. 2 to 3, go to the Book of Secrets. Entry 2, 4 to 7, roll on a shop table for tavern rumors. 8 to 10, roll on a shop table, tavern events. 11 to 12, roll on Ye Town events tables. And then there's services here. 1 to 2 is a storyteller. 3 to 4 is a metro. 5 to 6 is trumpets. Retainers for hire, bodyguards, dungeon guides, lantern barrels, metros, porters, spear carriers, C4 against the abyss. Recruitment, fighters, non-human scoundrels, once per day. Any retainer or class can be hired on a d6 roll of 6. So that will be us staying at the inn. So we'll stay at the inn. We'll spend 1 gold per day to recover 1 life, so we'll heal up. So basically, probably we'll stay here for 2 days. Each morning, roll 2d6. So let's see day 1. And we'll say these guys are all healed up. We roll 2d6. We got a 9. That's going to be tavern rumors. No, 8 to 10, roll on tavern events. What did we roll? We rolled a 9. So tavern events shop table. Let's try to find that table. So our first day in the end, tavern events, page 39. 39. This is a D6. 4. Impromptu game of chance until the next sunrise. This location is also a gambling den. If you gamble when you exit the building, roll a d6. On a result of 1 through 4, see entry 5 from the Book of Secrets. So there's some gambling that's happening at the end. That makes sense. We will spend our second night. We'll roll to see what we got. We got a 7. Second night in the inn on a roll of a 7. We get tavern rumors. So let's find a tavern rumor shop table. So that's on page 39. Tavern rumors, which is a D66. So the red will be the 10s. 65. Curious collector. I've been looking for insect-shaped keys all my life. They are like a puzzle, a delightful mystery. I'll give you 100 gold for one. If you have the Nemesis keyword, activate the crazy collector. Chapter 6. We don't have that. All right, tavern rumors. They're full. Okay. There's a lot of different rumors and things like that. Okay. That would get us all healed up. And then we would leave that room, leave the inn, and see if we have a bedlo or a town shop twist. We do not. We'll go to the last 2 buildings, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's see what this building is. It is 8. That is going to be, and then you can also take time, name the inn. I would probably go through like Ironthorn or some other book and find a name for the inn. 8 is another shop, so let's roll a d8. 3 is a rampaging monster. Roll on the menacing monsters table. But I think for Hamlets, we don't have to do events. So let's roll again and see if we get something else. 8. Oh, I'm rolling the wrong. It should be 2d6. I rolled wrong anyway. So. 4, it's a guard post. All right, so this is a guard post for the town. D6 plus 1 plus 2 times highest character level town guards. And then roll a d6. We know it's the Block Rulers faction. So it says Block Rulers faction, roll on the faction table, no faction. We know that all of these guys are going to be under the faction's ruler, which I think the last entry in a tile has to be the mansion of the leader's mansion, the faction leader's mansion. So that's probably what that is. And then there's a reaction die, so we can see what their reaction is. 1 to 2 peaceful, 3 bully, 4 to 5 bribe. So these guards are peaceful. Perfect. And then this last room. Oh, and then we would leave the guard post to see if we have a shop twist. We do have a shop twist, so we'll roll on the shop twist table. Page 35. We'll see if anything happens there. This is a 3d6 roll. Wow, that's 18. Political assassination. And Hamlet, see number 15 instead. The foreign barbarians loitering in the shop are drunk and aggressive. You must either succeed a single L7 persuasion save, bribe, or fight these bellowing brutes and their leader. See the NPC menacing men-at-arms table. Ignore murder ticks in true towns unless no brute dies. On a d6 roll of 1, an invasion ensues. See turmoil on chapter 4. If an invasion is already underway, double the number of brutes. Okay, so there could be invasions to the town. This will be another event. We can try to do the save. So Tarek will get a +2 to that. 6 plus 2 is 8, so he does pass the save. So we wouldn't have to fight him. We're able to calm down everything with the barbarians that are loitering around in the guard post. So they must have just walked in. And then that would be everything that's in the town. Now, the last tile that's on the town, I don't know where that rule is, but I'm pretty sure that that has to be the faction leader's place. Let's see. How many people in town from Hamlets to town? There's only one faction, the rulers. There are no vicious villains. Faction ruler. Last tile. The last tile is always the ruler's mansion. If none was revealed yet. Roll d6 plus 10 on the town tile table. Yeah, so that's what we were supposed to do. So I didn't do that right. So this will be a room. So let's just say if the Hamlet was 4, this extra block would be the ruler's tile. So we roll a d6 plus 10 on the town tile table. So d6 plus 10. And this will be the ruler's tile. So let's see. D6 plus 10 as an example. Tile tables. So D6 plus 10. We got a 6, so that'd be a 16. So this will be, and this M plus, the M plus that's there on that 16, I believe that's the mansion area for the leader. So this place where I wrote gate, this would actually be the leader's area. So we'll just add that just to make this town be legit. So this comes down 3. And this comes down 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's just like some generic gate thing in the middle there. So this last tile, this would be like the mansion. And then we would put M plus. So that's the leader's mansion. And then for the faction that rules, is there, let's see, town tile, ports, faction. The factions table will go to page 50. Because in the guard post, it was what is the faction? So we have the faction tables here. That's a D8. So let's see which faction rules this town. It's 4. The Demented Duke. So that's this guy. So the Duke rules this town. So this is the Demented Duke's faction. An unpredictable madman whose family wealth comes from long established monopolies, old money in the banks. Corrupt, greedy, taxes, and then it tells you a little bit about him, how he fights, and all that stuff. He's the Duke. You can roll a D3 for a family crest. So a D3, we would have got a 3. So he would have had like the shield with the banana. So because he's bananas. But that would have been his family crest. And that would be the town. And then what you can do is you can go to the tavern, you can spend nights there. So we would heal up, spend nights, and then hopefully eventually get a quest to head back out. Or we can just decide to leave and head through the sea caves. We could decide to leave and go out and explore, or we can buy equipment and gear up. So I think for now, yeah, I think that's where we'll call it for now. So we've explored the town. A lot of stuff happened. Again, with the Hamlet, we're not doing a lot of the indicators for this playthrough. Maybe if we get into more complicated details of the troublesome towns, we can get into it. But if you want to just do a basic town setup with the inn, you can generate NPCs. Unfortunately, we did not get any quests, but there are multiple quest tables in here. We just happen to not get a quest or anything that would have us get a quest. But if we stayed in the town and kept spending the night in the tavern, there's more chances for rumors in the tavern. There's shop twists where the owner of the shop will give you a quest. There's quests for the Duke that you can get, random quests, things that take you into dungeons. But you can play a long time. Like you can be in the town for a long time and not have any quests pop up, and just end up fighting a bunch of stuff in the town or dealing with vigilantes or bandits. So this can turn into its own dungeon crawl. But I think ideally in the next episode, and we'll see, we'll probably take a little break from this, explore a couple other games. But when we come back, maybe we'll explore a little bit of the overland rules. It takes a day to travel from hex to hex based on the Adventurers Guild. And we'll see from there, it has rules for random encounters and things like that. So we'll see if we, when we decide to pick back up and continue. But that is a taste of Treacheries of the Troublesome Towns. It comes with 2 books. You need both books to play. It is very gritty, like it's very detailed. We barely scratched the surface of everything that's in this book. There's so much content in this book, different saves. You can almost make it a light role-playing game experience. There's tons of stuff in here. Just depends on how deep you wanted to get into it. All right. But I think that is it. Our adventurers are going to rest in the inn, so they'll be fully healed up. and then we'll pick up from there next time, whether they decide to go back to the sea caves or if we travel through a couple of hexes overland to see if we have different events or things like that. But so far, our adventurers are safe. We will pick up there next time. I think this will probably conclude my 4 Against Darkness sessions for the time being, and then we'll come back to this game in the future. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below. Appreciate everybody's support. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.